McCall, Sanzir, and Maxwell are our officials, and we're set to go. Texas in white and West Virginia in blue. The game brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television and mobile television functions.
West Virginia starting out in man-to-man off a made basket. They like to go to a 1-3-1 trap, and it was very effective the first time these two teams played in November.
The muscular Tucker takes it inside, then back out to Buckman. This is Paulino, veteran from Los Angeles, California. Inside to the sophomore Aldridge. Interior passing, and it leads to a basket by P.J. Tucker.
Boy, a nice pass by Aldridge, seeing that double team come and then taking advantage of it. And P.J. Tucker, the one matchup that West Virginia may not have an answer for.
Around the perimeter, sometimes West Virginia will have all 5 men outside the arc, and Pittsnoggle rims out. That touched all of the iron.
I'm not sure you can have a shot go any further down in the basket and still come out.
Paulino runs the show, 6'1" senior.
There comes the double team, that from J.D. Collins. West Virginia does a lot of switching on screens.
Buckman lost the handle for a moment, tries the baseline, dribbles on the line to West Virginia. A reminder that those of you expecting the battle in the West, Gonzaga and UCLA, 3 seed against 2 in Oakland. We'll take you there shortly. The tip time at 10:08 p.m.
This West Virginia team plays outside of that three-point line. Pittsnoggle draws LaMarcus Aldridge away from the basket. He sets screens and then shapes up and looks for threes.
Here's Pittsnoggle working inside against Aldridge and then back outside to Frank Young. His 3 not there. Tucker again for Texas claims the rebound.
Texas the more dominant rebounding team.
Gibson, that would have been a 2, and Buckman bats it out of bounds. West Virginia. The Mountaineers from Morgantown, 22-10 in at-large bid, a second straight time to the Final 16. Their last Final Four appearance, and only in '59 when Zeke from Cabin Creek, Jerry West, was the All-America for West Virginia.
Daniel Gibson drawing the assignment on Mike Gansey.
Collins unable to hit the 3, and Paulino brings it to the other end. Longhorns, the winningest team in Texas history in their 100th year of basketball. 29 wins. Previous high was 26. Aldridge, he can hit that one from out there, and the big man gives Texas a 4-0 lead.
Aldridge has a terrific touch, not just facing up, but he's really worked on his low post game, trying to get a stronger base. He can hit a turnaround jump shot. There's the curl.
And Gansey inside misses the layup. Buckman altered the shot with his presence. 0 for 4 now, West Virginia at the start of this game.
Gansey looks for that curl off the diagonal screen, and Pittsnoggle is the guy that looks to shape up to the three-point line.
Buckman pulls up for a 10-foot bank, and the Longhorns jump out 6-0.
Well, one thing West Virginia cannot afford to do is play this game from behind. They've got to make some three-point shots, open up the floor.
Pittsnoggle fires and hits. Well, you can make it up in a hurry the way they can knock down threes. The Mountaineers at 6-3.
And what that made basket does, Dick, it allows them to get in this unusual 1-3-1 look. And the last time these two teams played, Texas turned the ball over 24 times, including 14 turnovers from the starting guards.
53-year-old John Beilein working on the West Virginia bench. You look at the Longhorns profile, that record 29 wins this year. And under coach Rick Barnes in his 8th year, 8 straight NCAA tournament appearances for Texas. What a recruiter he is. Played at Lenore-Rhine. Beilein at Wheeling Jesuit. Mike Williams enters the game for Texas, the 6'7" sophomore from Camden, Alabama. Wears number 40.
Shots can come out of the corner in this if you can negotiate the passes up top. And there's Gansey getting a hand on that ball. He's long and athletic up top, making it difficult for P.J. Tucker to pass around or over him.
Yeah, with Beilein making that point as we chatted with him, that front man, Gansey in here, just get deflections, get something, a hand on the ball occasionally, and that's key to that 1-3-1. And there's another key to the total of West Virginia season, hitting the 3, and quickly they tie it at 6 as Gansey hits his long shot.
Well, you really have to get out to these West Virginia shooters. When you do get out to them, it opens up drives and backdoors. Another deflection by Gansey.
P.J. Tucker maintains control, and Collins got a piece of it. And here comes J.D. Collins, the senior from Houston.
It only takes a couple possessions for West Virginia to get their tempo.
Young to Collins, and they'll reset the pattern. Pittsnogle just inside the three-point line. Bear back to Pittsnogle. He works inside, then drifts outside. 3 straight from downtown for the Mountaineers, and they have a 9-0 run going.
And Dick, LaMarcus Aldridge isn't used to guarding that kind of action. When there's penetration by a guy like Joe Herbert, Aldridge would usually go to the basket, try to block a shot. When he comes off a Pittsnogle, he's given up a 3.
Collins on the back line at 5'10", able to get a piece of it, and Tucker, that's going to be a foul on home. Texas, no indication yet, but I think it was on Pittsnogle. No, West Virginia's Pittsnogle. His first foul, but the big man, 6'11", from Martinsburg, West Virginia. Has there been a big man shoot that well from outside ever? Dick Enberg, Jay Billis here in Georgia, along with Bob Wenzel. And we use around CBS wacky as a complimentary phrase. So don't be offended, West Virginia, if we should apply that to what is a very unusual offensive pattern for the Mountaineers.
Just a different style of play. Over 1,800 total field goal attempts for West Virginia. Over half those field goal attempts are from 3. That is extraordinary. West Virginia has made more three-pointers this season than they have made free throws.
Only Troy making more and shooting more than West Virginia from outside the line. It's P.J. Tucker and the Longhorns trying to dampen this 9-point run by West Virginia. Inside, Aldridge with a turnaround jumper. Boy, he's got a nice touch, doesn't he?
He is going to be a really fine basketball player before he's done, as he gets stronger. And right now, West Virginia brings it to the other end. They've shot the ball 7 times. 6 of their shots are from 3. The only shot from 2 was that layup that was missed by Gansey.
Patrick Beeline, the coach's son, a senior from Richmond, Virginia, into the game for the first time, and 2 of the Mountaineers fighting for the ball in the corner, and Gansey misses the 3. This crowd very quiet. I think stunned by what we saw earlier with LSU knocking out the #1 overall seed, the Duke Blue Devils.
Well, both the crowds from West Virginia and Texas should be energized. That's opened this bracket up even more. I mean, LSU's an outstanding team, but they had to be thinking they were going to be facing Duke, and they're not now.
Down to 9 on the shot clock. Paulino. Gibson. Can't hit the 3. And Herbert, a brilliant student from Germany and the 4-year starter for West Virginia, takes it inside, and Pittsnogle can't hit the jump hook. 9-8. Texas trails. 13:35 left in this first half.
West Virginia playing 4-on-5 on that possession.
Gibson dribbled on the baseline, no basket. 4th turnover for the Longhorns. Into the lineup, freshman A.J. Abrams, Adrian Glenn II, 5'10", from Round Rock, Texas, for Rick Barnes, and he has given Barnes some good minutes. Had 16 points against North Carolina State.
Just over 20 minutes of playing time. Has to work on his defense, but he is quick and can get a shot off.
Mike Williams playing out on the point.
Always have to watch out for his drives. Herbert
can't get his own rebound, and here comes Texas on the break. Abrams doesn't take the 3 on the run.
This is a mismatch.
Tucker over Beeline, can't hit it.
Well, Tucker played right into Beeline's hands, falling away. He needed to take that ball to the rim.
Gansey fires from 3. Gansey, who played his first 2 years at St. Bonaventure and then transferred to West Virginia. Tucker left alone, and Texas back in front, 10-9. 4 points for P.J. Tucker.
Excellent screen along the baseline, opening up that drive for Tucker. This West Virginia team plays very much like a European team. When they drive, they look to kick it back behind them for three. Make backdoor cuts, handoffs.
Airbear misses everything on his three-point attempt.
Mike Williams, a sophomore, number 40, throws a little hip check on Joe Airbear. That opens up that lane for P.J. Tucker along the baseline. So Airbear couldn't get over and cut off that baseline.
West Virginia sends in Darius Nichols, the 6'2 sophomore from Radford, Virginia, wears number 14, his first appearance.
And Nichols will run the baseline in this 1-3-1 half-court trap.
The high pass for Aldridge, last touch by Texas. West Virginia ball when we come back. 8 minutes into the game. The Longhorns 10, the Mountaineers 9. All right, Greg, it's Texas 10-9. Texas has made 5 shots, all 2s. West Virginia has made 3 shots, all 3s. So true to form here in the early going. Airbear had it batted away from behind by Paulino, the first turnover for West Virginia. And P.J. Tucker, muscling his way inside, draws the foul. A reminder, CBS Sportsline is your destination for complete tournament coverage. You get bracket updates, video highlights, expert analysis for each tournament game. It all is for you at cbssportsline.com. Foul is on Johannes Airbear from Darmstadt, Germany. The All-A student and outstanding floor player for West Virginia. His first foul brings P.J. Tucker to the line looking for his 5th point.
Tucker is the one matchup that West Virginia will have problems with above all others. He's 6'5", a player that can put the ball on the floor and just bully his matchup. If he gets a bigger man, he can take that bigger man out on the perimeter. A smaller man he can take down into the post.
Airbear is out, and for this first time we see 7-footer Rob Summers, a junior from Columbus, Ohio, number 33 for West Virginia. Outside, it's Frank Young unable to hit the 3. And another rebound for Tucker.
Well, Frank Young's hit 41 of those 3s, but not known as a great shooter, just to make some shots.
Abrams inside the line. Young rebounds. No advantage here for Nichols, who'll pull it up. No points, West Virginia, in the last 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Snuggle on the bench currently as Beeline tries the 3, and Beeline's online.
Patrick Beeline, a great three-point shooter when he's got his feet set. And again, West Virginia getting the ball inside of that line and then kicking it back out after they collapse the Texas defense.
Foul on Beeline is first.
West Virginia foul.
You can see the pass out by Young to Beeline, getting those feet set and squared to the basket. That's like a layup for him. He's not going to miss many of those. You got to run at him, make him put it on the floor.
Like so many coaches' sons, such an accurate shooter. Abrams inside the Buckman, who's returned. Ooh, good catch on the far side. Paulino short on his 3. Inside Tucker. Oh, he is the complete player. Look at the musculature on this kid. I mean, able to play with the big guys and yet's got the skill to work outside.
Well, he's a great offensive rebounder. And he's got unbelievable hands, Dick. When the ball's long or loose, P.J. Tucker gets it.
Look at the hands there, like a wide receiver. Mac Brown has said, why didn't I recruit him as a tight end? As if he needed more talent. 9 points for Tucker early to lead all scorers.
Of West Virginia's 15 shots in this game have been 3s.
Here's another from Beeline. Back to back, and he ties it at 15.
Just a terrific passing team. They find the open man, especially when that open man is stepping into his shot for a 3-pointer. It's a really well-coached basketball team. John Beeline puts this team in a position to win games.
Is it more freelance ad lib or is it set plays?
Well, there's a pattern to it. They have a lot of different actions that they make reads off. And so for a particular read, they'll have an action that goes with that read. And here's P.J. Tucker just reading where that shot is coming off. Nobody lays a body on him. And anytime he gets an offensive rebound, he can finish. Brad Buckman, the terrific pass ahead. And Tucker catches it with one hand, finishes with the other. And his hands are like catcher's mitts. When he gets his hand on the ball, he's catching it.
Darius Nichols at 6'2", trying to hold off the 6'8" Brad Buckman. Picked up that last foul. 5 team fouls West Virginia and 5 on Texas as we're under 9 minutes in this first half. And another soft jumper from LaMarcus Aldridge, the 6'10" sophomore from Dallas.
Just a sweet touch from that baseline turnaround jumper. And he's also added a jump hook. He's even got a full hook shot he's been using that as that gets better, he's going to be near unstoppable in the post.
Pittsnoggle back in the lineup for West Virginia. Gansey to Beeline, can't hit that three, looking for 3 in a row.
That one was a challenge 3.
They double team Tucker, he gets it off to the freshman Abrams. Great pass inside, and the basket by Aldridge.
A.J. Abrams getting better and better. His decisions are improving. He's becoming a better defender. Still not there yet. He has taken a few barbs from Rick Barnes on his defense.
Aldridge with 8 points now for Texas. Pittsnoggle gets the screen but can't get the 3 to fall.
How quick was that from catch to release by a guy 6'11"?
That's going to go against Aldridge as the big Pittsnoggle went down rather easily. His first foul.
Texas foul number 23, LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first.
Turning away from the double team and doing a nice job with that touch. And Abrams returning the favor.
Thanks, Greg. 4-point game. Texas with 7:39 left in this first half. These two teams met way back in December in Kansas City in a preseason tournament, and Texas beat West Virginia 76-75 on a putback basket by Aldridge. West Virginia had missed some front ends of 1-and-1s late, and Texas prevailed by 1. West Virginia, Frank Young just did get it back out to Pittsnoggle. And the clearing pass, quick movement around the perimeter. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Sneak inside for Collins, the little man, taken away by Buckman.
Buckman just too big, too active for Collins down low.
This Texas team, #1 in the nation at plus 10.3 rebounding. What an advantage that is. Buckman likes that shot in the corner, can't hit. Collins up high with the big boys. And here comes the 5'10" senior. Care Bear. 3 won't fall for him. Tucker another rebound.
West Virginia not a good rebounding team. They get out rebounded by 9 per game.
Aldridge again with that beautiful stroke from outside. The big man at 6'10" leads all scorers with 10.
He's such a good passer that he doesn't rush anything. He knows that if the defense gets to him, he can make a pass to the open man.
21-15, matching Texas's biggest lead, and they're about to extend that to 8 on the breakaway by Abrams. John Beeline does not like what he's seeing and uses a timeout as Texas has forged into an 8-point lead with 6:06 left in this opening half. A ripple of conversation through the Georgia Dome as they post that Gonzaga score 17-5 over the Bruins with 12.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. Here it's Texas by 8, forging that lead off a 12-3 run.
Texas has done a pretty good job defensively, trying to stay solid, especially on Gansey, and the strip by Gibson.
Gibson heads the other way to Tucker.
One of the things when you play West Virginia, you have to stay patient on offense. The one thing you cannot do is come down and launch up a quick shot.
With 5.5 to go, Texas on a 12-3 run, and Tucker looking for more. He traveled. P.J. Tucker leading the Longhorns. Their 1-2 punch, Tucker and Aldridge. As you look at the game summary, and again, the 3-point field goals, West Virginia, they've only shot 4 times inside the line, missed all 4. And Texas making all their scoring from inside the line, yet to hit a 3. Frank Young, a much-needed 3 for the Mountaineers. His first points of the game.
And with the made field goal, West Virginia back in that 1-3-1.
There's the first 3, and it's Daniel Gibson who hits, the sophomore from Houston. Where's number 1? Because he said it symbolizes the best, and that's what I strive to be. Inside, Herbert draws the foul. And a reminder, you can win an NCAA related prize every 35 seconds at mycokerewards.com/NCAA.
Joe Herbert is so good off cuts and off the dribble, but you can see terrific pass by Abrams to Daniel Gibson, who's stepping into his shot. And Gibson, the last time these two teams played in November, had 20 points. He made 6 of his 11 3-point attempts. The problem was he had 9 turnovers against this West Virginia defense.
Herbert with his first point of the game. He's nearly an 80% foul shooter. Gets them both and cuts the Texas lead to 6.
Again, after the made free throw, back in the 1-3-1. Gansey out top.
And they have the smallest man, 5'10", playing the baseline on the one there. Can't get to Buckman, but Buckman well off on the shot, and here comes Collins.
1-3-1 forces a shot that Texas normally would not have pulled the trigger on that quickly.
Body foul on Abrams of Texas.
Well,
First on him.
Abrams saying that he got hooked by Collins, and Collins did look like he was hooked, and it was probably after he got bumped.
That hook from horns works okay sometimes for Texas.
Big Clark calls that the chicken wing.
And another foul, reaching in and a slap. And let's say on whom? It's P.J. Tucker, and that's 2 on him. To the line goes Mike Gansey, senior from Olmsted Falls, Ohio. Runner up there for Mr. Ohio basketball as a senior, and went to St. Bonaventure for 2 years and was the top scorer there. Came to West Virginia, averaged 12 as a junior, and nearly 17 this year.
And Dick, Mike Gansey is just a great, great player. He runs the floor. He's very good in transition. Far more athletic than he ever gets credit for. And he is very good defensively. Just a kid that works so hard. Played for the U.S. national team this last summer. And
you know what the secret is there? That tuna fish sandwiches.
That's right.
He eats tuna fish before every game. So a 4-point game, and some of the crowd coming to life. There's a 1-3-1. Look at smallest man on the court is in front of the biggest man, Aldridge. And Mike Williams finds a path on that baseline. He has his first basket.
Well, Mike Williams taking advantage of the fact that J.D. Collins was knocked to the floor. Collins the back line of that 1-3-1. And couldn't get over to cut off the baseline.
Deep on the 3, and Gansey unsuccessful. Here comes Abrams. He's quick. Paulino into Aldridge. Pittsnoggle on defense. Oh, Aldridge just making this game look so easy. He has 10 points now. 12 make it on 6 for 6 shooting.
Well, he can turn either way with that turnaround jump shot. Unusual for a sophomore, but he has got the goods inside.
Gansey shaken up for West Virginia, and Aldridge shaking up the scoreboard. Perfect shooting, 6 for 6 for Texas. Back at the Georgia Dome, where earlier tonight LSU stunned top seed Duke 62-54. Duke had taken a 5-point lead in the late goings, but LSU rallied, and in the final 3 minutes, all the plays were made by the young men from Baton Rouge, and some long faces wearing Duke outfits here in this second game. Texas shooting 64% from the floor, West Virginia 29%. The Mountaineers yet to make a point inside the line. And another three. Patrick Beeline leads West Virginia. He's had 3 trays for his 9, and Texas lead back to 5.
All of West Virginia's field goals are from 3.
Loose ball picked up by Williams underneath. There were 3 Mountaineers, and Williams scraped it off the floor and has 4 points.
Texas has dominated the glass, which was expected, but they've also been quick to loose balls.
And Pittsnoggle well below his average, and there's the steal as Abrams takes it away from Collins. Aldridge, a perfect 6 for 6. Left open Abrams, and he drains the 3. The young freshman from Round Rock, Texas. Dad Andy worked as a bodyguard for Texas Governors Ann Richards and our president George Bush.
What a difference Abrams has been in this first half. He's brought great energy, defense, knocking shots down, finding open people.
Williams with a rebound, and here come the Longhorns with their biggest lead, 10. Abrams again had it knocked away by Collins. And a reminder coming up, singular at the half with Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis take you out for a live look at Gonzaga and UCLA, and all the latest tournament news, plus a singular Naismith update, all coming up singular at the half. And congratulations to the Memphis Tigers. They are through to the final 8, joining our winners here earlier tonight, LSU.
West Virginia man-to-man, but they are switching most screens underneath.
Gibson runs into a roadblock and gets it to Aldridge with 1:35 left in this first half. 5 on the shot clock. Paulino fires, and the tip in. Aldridge, he's 7 for 7 in this first half. Who does he think he is, Bill Walton?
Well, he certainly looked like it, and the one thing about Marcus Aldridge, he's such a good athlete. He's got great feet, and he is very, very active.
And another steal by the Longhorns. J.D. Lewis into the game for the first time for Texas. Paulino looking for Aldridge, and the Pittsnoggle on him defensively.
Good
55 seconds.
Good patience by Texas.
They put on quite a spurt, and Rick Barnes calls time to set up the play at the 51.7 mark. But how about the sophomore LaMarcus Aldridge from that talent-rich area, Dallas, Texas? 7 out of 7 for the Horns. Back on our 25th road to the Final Four. Reminder Tuesday on CBS, their missions are classified, but that hasn't stopped the unit from being discovered by over 31 million viewers. Catch a new episode Tuesday night here on CBS. Well, the Mountaineers led 12-11, and then Texas has taken charge, outscoring West Virginia 26-13 to open this 12-point lead, and make that 14. And how about LaMarcus Aldridge? 8 out of 8 from the floor and 16 points to lead all scorers.
A set play by Rick Barnes out of the timeout. And with the shot clock differential, Rick Barnes deciding to go 2 for 1 to try to get the ball back for the last shot.
Boy, to just give some life to their hopes, West Virginia needs a 3 before the bell. About 5-second differential in the clocks. 8 on the shot clock for Young, and a checking foul, but good foul for Texas because they're under the limit, only their 5th of the half. Daniel Gibson gets it.
What it does, though, is reset the shot clocks, and now Texas, unless they can get a steal, won't get the last shot of the half.
West Virginia is 11.7 seconds away from not making a single 2-point field goal in this entire half. Collins pulls up for the 2, just inside the line on cue, and a long shot off the rim as Mike Williams flirts with a spectacular 3 to close out a big first half for Rick Barnes' Longhorns, led by LaMarcus Aldridge, 8 for 8 from the floor, and the Texas leads by 12. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the Men's NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS. And welcome back to downtown Atlanta, the Georgia Dome, nearby the capital of the state of Georgia. And the University of Texas with a 12-point lead over West Virginia as we go to the second half. And down 12 at the half doesn't seem good, but the way you can hit threes in bunches, it only takes a hot hand to get back in for the Mountaineers.
Well, West Virginia can come back, but for Texas, usually when you shoot 64% in the half and you out-rebound your opponent by 11, you're in pretty good shape. And their big guy, LaMarcus Aldridge, was magnificent in the first half. He was 8 for 8 from the field. After his first assist that he dished off, he knocked down every shot that he took, had 16 points, 3 rebounds, and then P.J. Tucker came right along with him, 9 points on 4 of 5 from the field, and Texas just dominated Dick Enberg in the paint, 20-0 against the West Virginia Mountaineers.
And West Virginia hitting only 33% of their shots, actually 25, well, 33%, 8 for 24. And what's not on that graphic is Kevin Pittsnuggle scoring only 6 points for West Virginia, averaging over 19 on the season. And the Mountaineers need their big man to get the hot hand. We said early in the game, is there a big man ever shoot the long shot better? Steve Novak of Marquette. Some of you fans up in the upper Midwest would say that'd be a pretty good shootout. Pittsnuggle against Novak, and there he is. And you know that Beeline set up something. They wanted him to get off the mark early here in the second half. He has 9 points. Scramble underneath, and the ball out of bounds off Texas, and West Virginia down 12 at the intermission. Comes out with Kevin Pittsnuggle, their star, nailing a 3. And that's awakened the West Virginia fans as they see their team pulled within 9 against the Longhorns.
West Virginia coming out in the second half with much more energy, getting better movement.
They're there, and he has his first 3 of the game. So back-to-back trays, and this is what the Mountaineers can do. They get the hot hand from outside the arc, and here they go with a turnover. Gansey to Collins. 8 unanswered in the first minute of the second half.
And all of a sudden, Dick Enberg, we've got ourselves a ball game. All West Virginia has to do is knock down a couple of perimeter shots, and the whole complexion of this game has changed.
Inside to Brad Buckman. Big man has it knocked away, and it's out of bounds off West Virginia. Winner of this game into the Elite Eight, and on Saturday will meet the Tigers of LSU. Dumping the #1 seeds Duke unceremoniously, 62-54. Tucker, he can't hit. Rebound Gansey. Averages 5.5 a game to lead the Mountaineers. Ahead to Young. He thought about the 3. Pittsnuggle moves inside over Aldridge. Can't hit the jump hook.
Well, that's his go-to move in the post. Kevin Pittsnuggle doesn't post very often. You can bet he's going to be out near the 3-point line on their next possession.
Aldridge, a perfect 8 for 8 from the floor in the first half. Finally misses. Gansey wins the battle to the ball. Pittsnuggle, or Airbear with a recovery, taking the ball down, and Pittsnuggle cannot connect. Texas around the perimeter. Gibson takes it down the lane. 12-0 to scoring Texas in the paint, and a foul underneath. Frank Young battling with the much bigger Longhorns for position, gets the foul.
West Virginia foul.
Solid drive by Daniel Gibson, getting the ball into the paint and putting it up, knowing that if he misses the shot, they've got a great opportunity for an offensive rebound with their size.
West Virginia sluggish in that first 20 minutes. Able to shoot only 33%. They come out on fire, 8 unanswered. To cut into the Texas lead. Once 12 at the intermission, down to 4.
Now all of a sudden Texas has what I call game pressure on them. They played with house money for quite a while in that first half. Double-digit lead. Their shots a little easier.
A little short there. And a strip by Gibson. Paulino. And now inside to Aldridge, who's missed his last 2, so sends it back outside.
Here comes the ball screen up top by Buckman. Nice duck in.
Pittsnoggle with a foul as Aldridge goes up. And it's the second on Kevin Pittsnoggle. And reminder, we've all seen the great Tiger Woods play golf, but seeing him at play off the course is something, well, you'll see it tomorrow or Sunday on 60 Minutes. I'm in that Saturday mode already. I want to say tomorrow. Sunday night, 60 Minutes. And now suddenly imperfect is LaMarcus Aldridge, who flirted with leaving school as a freshman. Shaq O'Neal said to go to college, stay in college. He had hip surgery last year. He has recovered obviously completely and having a solid year, averaging 15 a game, leading his team in shooting, 9 rebounds to boot.
He's got a thirst for getting better as well. Watches a lot of tape, striving to get stronger, which is really the biggest area improvement he needs.
Airbear to Young for 3, and that's well off the mark. And a pushing foul goes against Texas as Gansey was in a scramble with Gibson, and Daniel Gibson has his second.
You see underneath, there's really the beauty of Mike Gansey's game. He always goes to the glass. He is always moving. And John Beilein will tell you that he wears himself out. He plays so hard, and Beilein has to be careful to get him out of the game from time to time so he doesn't just run himself into the ground.
And Beilein's son Patrick Beilein in for him, and a timeout called. We're 3:15 into the second half. Texas by 5. Back in the Georgia Dome, where the Longhorns lead the Mountaineers by 5. And now our Southwest Airlines sideline report. Rick Barnes, in his 8th year at Texas, took his team to the semifinals, lost to the national champion Syracuse in 2003 from humble beginnings from Hickory, North Carolina. On Saturday nights, used to go out to the red clay in the Hickory Speedway and watch Dale Jarrett, who's from Hickory, married a Hickory girl, has become one of the outstanding coaches in the country after serving as a head coach at Clemson, Providence, George Mason, and finally moving to Austin, where he has built this Texas program into one of the major powers in the country. Pittsnoggle won't go down. Buckman with a rebound. Out to Gibson. Texas 0 for 5 shooting so far this half. And a whistle underneath. And a foul away from the ball on Daniel Gibson, his 3rd. And he winces as he heads back on defense, or rather goes to the bench, as A.J. Abrams replaces him.
Not a very good decision by Gibson, just over penetrating in order to kick it out to P.J. Tucker. Tucker not a perimeter shooter, and Gibson came to Texas as a point guard, an outstanding defender, but this year Rick Barnes took him off the ball. He's playing now more of a 2-guard position, while Kenton Paulino does the primary handling. He's better as a 2-guard. He can think more about scoring rather than about distributing.
Pittsnoggle moves inside against Aldridge, and there's the first points from Pittsnoggle around the basket. He has 11 to lead the Mountaineers.
Not often that you see Kevin Pittsnoggle make a power move in the post, but he got an angle on LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge really fell asleep on him defensively.
Kick ball by Frank Young, and it'll be a new clock for Texas.
You can see LaMarcus Aldridge getting caught on the high side, and Kevin Pittsnoggle takes advantage of it and takes him to the rim.
And welcome back to Atlanta, and here's our tournament summary with Duke eliminated at the Sweet 16 marker for the 2nd straight year, and John Calipari in Memphis Calipari has taken UMass and Memphis to the Elite Eight. That's a terrific team, the Memphis Tigers, victorious over Bradley earlier tonight.
And Calipari's done a remarkable job with that young team to get them to believe that they can win. They defend, they get out in transition. Extraordinarily athletic group.
Texas with only 1 point in the first 4 minutes of the second half. Paulino misses. Aldridge gets the rebound and clears it out. West Virginia outscoring the Longhorns 10-1 until A.J. Abrams, Adrian Glenn II, can hit that jumper for his 7th point.
Boy, a smart play by LaMarcus Aldridge to kick that ball back out. He was underneath the basket, didn't have an angle, and got it to a teammate, Abrams, who really set his feet quickly off the dribble to get that shot up.
Bear makes the move on Buckman. Nicely done. He's been a solid player for John Beilein. Quick shot at the other end by Paulino and Gansey. Not many 6'4" players in Division I basketball that have led their team in rebounding for 2 years, junior and senior. Batted out by Bear and a second chance from the Mountaineers, down by only 3.
Well, Texas really cut West Virginia a break by taking such a quick shot. Now they're going to have to spend 30-some seconds on defense.
Bear pulls up for a 2, and Aldridge sends Texas the other way.
Texas doesn't have it in transition. They need to get the ball inside, and there it goes to Buckman.
And he draws the foul. Much shorter Bear trying to cover the big senior Buckman, who was part of that Final Four team. Tonight on The Late Show, Dave's got Sean Diddy Combs and salsa and chips get dumped from the roof. What will he think of next? That's tonight on The Late Show with David Letterman. Buckman looks for his 3rd point. Diddy and salsa and chips. I mean, how can you not watch? I mean, I'm going to be glued tonight.
I liked it when he used to throw watermelons and stuff off the roof and watch them explode like fireworks.
Don't encourage him. Buckman hits both free throws, and a 5-point lead for the Horns. Buckman could pass for a young Boris Becker. Collins, Gansey, Beilein, Pittsnoggle, Bear. Here's Bear for 3.
Yeah, that was pretty. Pittsnoggle with the backdoor cut, and Bear running out to the 3-point line against the grain, and now back into that 1-3-1. Abrams.
Well, that was a kick. Gansey with a kick.
And that's where the 1-3-1 can bother a smaller player like Abrams, because he can't really see over. Pittsnoggle going in, essentially setting his screen to free up Bear against the grain, setting his feet very quickly. Well, it's hard to guard this action by West Virginia.
Inside for Marcus Aldridge, and he has 19 to lead all scorers.
Well, the penetration getting Aldridge that easy look.
There for a moment, all 5 West Virginia players outside the line, so Gansey takes it inside. Mike Gansey was 7.
And Gansey with the little look away to freeze the defender.
Paulino rattles in a 3, and there's the quick shot that pays off for the Longhorns as Kenton Paulino has his first points of the game. Gansey and rubbing off that screen, and Mike Williams picks up the foul. Well, they're going to say P.J. Tucker with a reach in. That'll be his 3rd.
P.J. Tucker on the penetration into the lane and able to wrap that ball around the defender to LaMarcus Aldridge. Tucker, a very good passer in addition to being one of the strongest players in America.
Gibson and Tucker both with 3 fouls in the backcourt for the Longhorns, and Rick Barnes is yelling at the official on that call. The second on A.J. Abrams.
Well, just not a smart play by Abrams to try to gamble for that steal, especially in the backcourt. No need to foul that far away from the basket.
4th team foul, Texas, 3 West Virginia. Aldridge way outside to defend against Pittsnoggle. Gansey behind the pick by Pittsnoggle is short, but the rebound right to Pittsnoggle. Maneuvers inside for his 13th point.
Boy, it's so difficult, Dick, when West Virginia shoots a three. These rebounds come off long. That's advantage West Virginia because they're running toward the glass instead of stuck under it.
Approaching 12 minutes remaining, and Abrams fires. Long range, no good. Gansey clears it to Collins.
Not a good shot by the freshman Abrams.
Air Bear sees an opening. And we'll go to the foul line.
Air Bear just too quick for Mike Williams, a power forward essentially playing a guard. There's the long rebound, and because Pittsnoggle was playing on the perimeter, able to run in and grab that and finish it with the right hand.
Johannes Air Bear, Joe from Germany, an all-A student throughout his career, twice an academic All-America. His dad is a surgeon in Germany, a mother is a pharmacist, and he's planning on going on to medical school. He says it drives him crazy, those video games and loud music. I just want to read, a voracious reader.
They talk about a throwback, and I'll tell you, he's been a surgeon in this second half. He's been cutting up this defense with his drives and his back cuts and getting out to the three-point line.
2-point game, Texas with the lead and the ball. 12 minutes to go. The winner against LSU on Saturday in the regional finals here in Atlanta. Abrams left alone for three. Off the mark, Buckman with the tip, and then it's Tucker and a foul. P.J. Tucker will be at the line when we return to Atlanta. Texas 49, West Virginia 47. And Texas shooting 25% here in the second half. Their 12-point lead at the intermission has dwindled to 2 as West Virginia using the long ball as they have all season long to pull within a basket of the Longhorn lead.
And this West Virginia team averages 10 made threes per game on the season, already at 10. Earlier this year, they had 20 against Marquette. Don't expect West Virginia to stop shooting that three. It opens up the rest of their offense, really pulls the big guys from Texas away from the basket and makes it harder for them to guard.
Of the team 65 that came into the tournament, there's no team quite like the way West Virginia plays the game. P.J. Tucker 9 and 9 points and rebounds. Tucker from Raleigh, North Carolina, grew up very close to North Carolina State's campus, was not recruited by any of the ACC teams because of his academic problems. He's a man of tattoos. One of those on his left forearm is his self-described nickname, the Punisher. And he has punished the Big 12, averaged 16 a game and over 9 rebounds at 6'5".
He's such a unique player and so strong, so savvy, and hard matchup for just about every team.
Inside, Pittsnoggle doesn't get the bounce, but the ball comes out to Williams of Texas. Looked as if West Virginia was going to collect the rebound.
West Virginia does a good job of getting back in their transition defense. They cover up very effectively.
Inside to Williams, over Pittsnoggle. Well done by the sophomore from Camden, Alabama. He has 6.
Williams came in with the reputation as a big-time offensive rebounder. His offensive game starting to come around.
Beeline using that pick again. Oh, good fake by Beeline. Was going to feed it to the wing Young, or at least that's what Texas's defense thought. Goes all the way in for the easy 2.
Well, you get so worried about that three-point line. The little pass fake by Beeline, the defense freezes, hedges out toward that three-point line, and all of a sudden Patrick Beeline has a layup.
Turnover to West Virginia with NCAA March Madness on demand. You can watch live tournament games outside your viewing area on your computer for free. Sign up now. NCAAsports.com/MMOD. West Virginia trailing Texas by 4. 10.5 minutes to go. Little outside weave, and Gansey. Now, was that a smart play? He knew he was fouled and shot. after the foul. That was not his initial attempt, so now he's got a chance at the three-point play.
That's exactly right. That's a senior that has played a lot of basketball, that's fundamentally sound and just knows how to play. Coming off the little screen, the curl, when he heard that whistle and knew he had drawn contact, he goes up with that shot and has the strength and the touch to get it to drop down. Mike Gansey is a big-time basketball player that just understands the game and understands how to play.
He's the kind of guy, you're out in the line, you're looking around and said, I'll pick you first. I just know you can do too many things to help us win. Looks for the three-point play and his 8th point in the game. And West Virginia draws to within 1. Gansey gets a hand as he leaves the court. Fans from both sides, Texas and West Virginia, both on their feet. We approach the midpoint of this second 20-minute period. Abrams, pass tall. What a catch by Aldridge. And a foul. By the way, Abrams picked up the foul at the other end. Jay Billis, that means that Gibson, Tucker, and Abrams, the 3 men in the backcourt for Rick Barnes, all with 3 fouls.
Looked like that pass was going well out of bounds, and Aldridge, with his long arms and athleticism, able to pull that thing down and corral it.
McDonald's High School All-America makes the free throw and now has 20 in the game. Dallas area that's produced Chris Bosh, Larry Johnson, Kenyon Martin, and Rick Barnes tapping into that fertile basketball area. Look at that rebound by P.J. Tucker.
Again, those hands, when he gets a hand on it, it is his.
Mike Williams from the side lines it home. It amounts to a 3-point trip for Texas. And another 3. Beeline. He's hit 4 from outside the arc.
If you fall asleep for 1 second on West Virginia, they're going to burn you with a 3.
Tied at 56, 9.5 to go. Traveling on Abrams. Rick Barnes sees his team commit its 12th turnover in the game. West Virginia last led early in the half at 12-11. Then Texas went off on a run of points and built up a 12-point lead at halftime.
And Rick Barnes cannot like this tempo. He's gone to a 2-3 zone now. He doesn't want to chase West Virginia around anymore.
Inside to Airbear, outside to Nichols. Shot clock down at 8. All 5 West Virginia players except the man with the ball outside the line, and Airbear unable to hit the 10-footer.
Well, I like that move by Rick Barnes going to the 2-3 zone.
But doesn't that seem contradictory against a team that shoots so well outside to go to the zone?
If you're active in the zone, what you do is you keep yourself from getting cut to death. And you just have to extend out the shooters. Syracuse did a great job against West Virginia in the zone, playing it the entire game.
P.J. Tucker doesn't get the roll. Look at Aldridge there to clean up. And LaMarcus Aldridge with 22 points in the game. And that's 1 less than his career high. 10 for 12 from the floor for Aldridge.
You don't mind in this zone if West Virginia gets it inside of that line.
Pittsnoggles ties it with a 3. They get the fans involved. It's a shooting contest with the Mountaineers hitting the bullseye again. Pittsnoggle with 16. 8 minutes to go. Abrams misses everything, but there's Gibson quickly in to collect the rebound. And a time called, a 30-second timeout by Rick Barnes. Less than 8 to go. A new game. It's tied at 58. The winner to meet LSU. Jay Billis, you can identify with this. Next Thursday on Survivor, one castaway could be forced to leave the game. You know, that could happen. Don't miss a new episode when Survivor returns Thursday on CBS, America's #1 network. And thanks to the Survivor people to move aside so the last 2 Thursdays we can bring you the March Madness and the road to the Final Four and on to Indianapolis next weekend. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Gibson has to throw it up from long range, and Gansey with a catch. Biggest lead for Texas was at 39-25 late in the first half, 14 points.
Texas back to man after the miss.
Gansey, bullseye. First time the Mountaineers have led since 10-9 in the first half.
Oh, what a player Mike Gansey is, and what a difficult team West Virginia is to play.
No look pass into Aldridge. And a foul as Williams went up for the rebound, hacked from behind. Patrick Beeline with his third foul. Mike Gansey joining the three-point parade, and West Virginia leads by 3. Mountaineers with a solid rally, down 14 in the first half, 12 at the intermission, have moved in front by 3, and they've used the three-point shot. 39 of their points from outside the line. Texas with 9 points on trays. At the line, Mike Williams for 2 for the Longhorns. He has 8 points off the bench. He's averaging only 2 a game, so a solid contributor tonight. 2 times the Alabama Player of the Year from Camden, Alabama. Here at the Georgia Dome, Mike Williams at the line as play resumes with 7:02 remaining. Misses the first of 2 attempts. 13 is high for the year and his career, and he has 9 tonight. Points in the paint. West Virginia shut out in the first half, 20-0 Texas, but have scored some big buckets inside and lead it by 2.
Well, they're making harder cuts. That's opening up the three-point shot for West Virginia, a shot that they live by and very rarely die by. But this team can hit 15, 16 threes in a game. They've done it earlier against Marquette. In the season, they hit 20 threes in a single game. They've got 13 today.
Williams out, Paulino in. Pittsnoggle with 16, Beeline 14, Gansey 13, and Airbear 11 for men in double figures for West Virginia.
Texas has to get more active as receivers. They are picking up their dribble on the front line of this 1-3-1, and very few people are presenting themselves.
Inside, and a foul before the shot. No basket for P.J. Tucker, who has 11. The only other man in double figures for Texas is LaMarcus Aldridge, 22 to lead all scorers. Well, some great action looking ahead tomorrow. Regional semifinals. Our opening games, BC and Villanova from Minneapolis, followed by George Mason and Wichita State. And game 2, it'll be Georgetown, Florida in Minneapolis, and Washington, UConn in Washington, D.C. Washington is in Washington. Chance for you, if you haven't followed Brandon Roy, the Washington Huskies All-America candidate. He's something special to watch. Going against the #1 seeds, the Huskies of UConn. Well, Huskies against Huskies. That one. Tucker. And he ties it at 61. He's got 13 in the game.
Texas still man-to-man.
Young, Collins, Airbear, Gansey, and Pittsnoggle for the Mountaineers. Gansey almost made that shot. It looked as if that was much like the other one where he thought he was fouled and was going to get it up there, go for three-point play. Tucker, Paulino, won't go down. Pittsnoggle knocked it away for a moment, but Gibson with the big trees gets it for Texas. Aldridge has it stripped for a moment. And the new clock starts. It's now at 25. Aldridge against Pittsnoggle. No whistle. He is a terrific all-around player. LaMarcus Aldridge, inside and outside. Now has 24. This is his career high.
He is so good at that turnaround jumper. He can fade away, and I think Kevin Pittsnoggle wasting his time trying to flop on that. He's not going to get that call.
Pittsnoggle with the jump hook. Cleared by P.J. Tucker.
This is where Texas needs to be disciplined. Run their offense, get a good shot, and get the ball inside. Watch the duck in here by Aldridge.
Under 5 minutes to go.
Got a mismatch.
Tucker fell inside, and so Gibson had to rethink his pass to the paint. 10 seconds. Paulino. Abrams with 8. LaMarcus Aldridge almost tipped it in, and out comes Gibson with it for a 3. And they're going to call a push on LaMarcus Aldridge, his second. Team fouls 6 Texas, 7 West Virginia.
Texas foul on number 20.
Quite a battle here at the Georgia Dome as West Virginia using their strength, outside shooting, just a barrage of trays from the Mountaineers, and Texas with its muscle and power inside, led by LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge with a career-high 24 points to top all scorers. And moving to the line, Frank Young, the junior from Tallahassee, to 1-1 for him, the chance to tie it up. He misses the front end, and here come the Longhorns.
West Virginia's going to need a concerted effort. All 5 guys are going to have to go to the defensive glass. They've been getting hammered on the boards by this bigger and stronger Texas team.
Second chance points to Jay Billis, 17-2 Texas. Aldridge. He doesn't have to be, he's not selfish at all. If he doesn't have the shot, he gets it back outside, and P.J. Tucker maneuvering inside. He has 15. The 1-2 punch, Aldridge and Tucker.
Boy, what a great move by P.J. Tucker, taking Pittsnoggle up the lane and then spinning back with a little drop step. P.J. Tucker can score on a big guy. He can take a little guy down into the post, but he's going to score at the rim.
Mountaineers of West Virginia rallying from 14 down in the first half, took the lead at 61-58, but have been outscored 7 straight for the Longhorns to move up by 4. 4 minutes exactly left. LSU in the regional finals on Saturday here in Atlanta after the stunning upset of Duke earlier tonight, 62-54. Air Bear with P.J. Tucker on him. Spinning into the lane. Well done.
He is so good off the dribble, even with a strong defender and a guy who's able to move his feet in P.J. Tucker. Air Bear able to spin away and still get that shot to go down. He is really solid off the bounce.
Tucker on the offensive end. The pass into Aldridge deflected out of bounds by Air Bear. And without a timeout, 3:18 to go. Precious points time now in Georgia. All right, Greg, where Texas leads by 2, 3:18 to go. Both teams are in the bonus, and West Virginia does have 2 timeouts and Texas 3. Arrow to the Longhorns. And a 3 minute 18 seconds left for John Beilein to try to rally his Mountaineers into a regional final against LSU. Same with Rick Barnes on the Texas bench. Barnes, who took the Longhorns 3 years ago to the Final Four, only to lose to the eventual champion, Orangemen of Syracuse. Down to 8, and Paulino pumps. Another second chance for Texas. Under 3 minutes to go, and it's Paulino from the free throw line. Trickles it home, and the Longhorns take a 4-point lead, 67-63.
That shot, another second chance opportunity for Texas. They have dominated the offensive glass. Nice curl by Gansey.
And it falls, and so does Gansey. No whistle. It's 67-65. Talk about second chance points to Jay Billis. 19-2 Texas.
Well, Texas is the stronger rebounding team, but West Virginia's initial shot defense has been pretty good. They've just given up so many offensive board opportunities to this Texas team. But how about the reads that Gansey makes play after play?
Gibson falls. They're going to call him. No, it's Paulino falls, and they're going to call that traveling. Right in front of Rick Barnes. He thought his man was knocked off his pins.
Well, he just wasn't strong with the ball. He was leaning back. They probably could have called a walk against him.
Texas going back to the rebounding. the #1 team in the nation in rebound margin. 41-15. They've out-rebounded West Virginia tonight. 2-point game. Beeline sets up for three in the lead. Halfway around and out. Tigers of LSU stunning #1 seed Duke earlier, 62-54. Await the winner in the regional finals on Saturday. Into LaMarcus Aldridge. Can't get around Pittsnogle. P.J. Tucker in the lane. And that's going to be a foul on Pittsnogle.
West Virginia just cannot keep Texas off of the offensive glass. Had to foul him to keep him from getting a stick back.
And Pittsnogle got the worst of that exchange, belted in the nose.
Aldridge just getting down lower than Pittsnogle. When you get down lower, you have the leverage advantage, and Pittsnogle took one in the chops. Nothing intentional.
Might have bloodied his nose as he goes to the sidelines. Texas by 2. Down to 1:29 left. Mountaineers can ill afford to lose their leading shooter and score 19 a game. And try to patch him up and get him back on the court. Meanwhile, backup 7-footer Rob Summers comes in. Not nearly the threat outside. In fact, Summers in 32 games has scored only 18 points all year. Marcus Aldridge, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year this season, the L train, and he's looking for his 25th point of the night. To go with 12 rebounds, quite a double-double for Texas.
I'm not sure how long West Virginia can afford to have Pittsnogle out of this ball game.
Still working on his nose, head tilted back there, trying to stop the bleeding. He has to stop that before he can return.
Need a cut man in that corner.
Where's Whitey Bimstein when we need him? 68-65, and they're cleaning up the court, apparently from the bleeding of Pittsnogle. He hasn't returned as yet. The training staff of West Virginia checking. He doesn't feel too good. The second shot now by Aldridge. A 3-point game. Look for Gansey or Beeline here from 3-point range.
And you can be more aggressive with Summers in the game because he's not a 3-point threat.
Collins takes it inside, a tough shot. And the rebound, Aldridge. Texas now with a 3-point lead, the ball, and 1 minute to go. Pittsnogle is off the bench to the scorer's table, and will be able to come here as a kick ball stops play.
West Virginia substitution number 34, Kenton Paulino.
Summers out. Brief stint to get Pittsnogle back in shape. There's his numbers tonight, 3 under his average.
John Beeline not telling his team to foul. He's going to rely upon his defense. That 1-3-1, trying to get a steal if possible.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Abrams, the freshman. Gibson outside for 3. Halfway down, and Tucker another offensive rebound.
Well, how huge was that? Now you have to foul.
And the foul, Beeline on Abrams. Let's check on Abrams' numbers from the line this year. He's only the best that Texas has missed only 6 of 47 attempts. 87%.
Fitting that it would be P.J. Tucker, one of the best offensive rebounders. Nobody puts a body on Tucker. He goes after it with both hands. But even if both these free throws were to go down, and it's a 5-point game, The way that West Virginia shoots threes, there's a lot of time left in this ballgame.
Abrams consistent all season from the line. This freshman. Only player under 6 feet for Rick Barnes, 5'10". So it's a 2-possession game and now a 5-point lead for the Longhorns. West Virginia has to hurry. 25 seconds.
Texas cannot afford to foul here.
Good defense. Gansey finally pumps and hits. 70-68. Back in Atlanta, 2-point lead for Texas, 14.7 seconds left. The next foul by West Virginia gives Texas the double bonus and the arrow points for Texas. They 5 men on the court for Texas. The worst free throw shooter is Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge was 65%.
Well, what you want to do, West Virginia wants to go for the steal immediately. If they can't get it, then they'll foul. You can't really afford to be choosy, but if you can get the ball into the hands of LaMarcus Aldridge, that would be a best case scenario.
Ooh, almost a 5-second count, and P.J. Tucker gets a timeout barely for Rick Barnes. Nothing's changed except Texas has one less timeout, 2 for them. West Virginia 1. And again, they set it up. 14.7 seconds to go. Texas with the ball in the 2-point lead.
Have to get it into the first open person.
There's the man they want to foul, and they get it to Aldridge, and he, as we noted earlier, has the worst free throw percentage of any of the men on the court, 65% for the year, and only 3 for 6 tonight. Beeline commits the foul. That's all for him. He's out with his 5th, and 14 points contributed to the West Virginia cause. Well, he has had star quality glittering on him all night long, LaMarcus Aldridge, and here he is with a chance to possibly clinch the victory for Texas. He's got 25 points, his high in his 2-year career at Texas, and 13 rebounds.
And as LaMarcus Aldridge was headed for the free throw line, Rick Barnes said something to him that made him smile, just trying to lighten the mood a little bit.
Barnes can do that, can't he?
Oh, he can lighten any room.
November 21st in Kansas City, 3.6 seconds remaining. It was Aldridge putting back an offensive rebound and then blocks a last-second Gansey layup at the other end of the court. And that sealed the Texas win, 76-75. How well matched are these two teams? And here they are in a 2-point game with the Elite 8 on the line. And that gives West Virginia hope. A 3 could tie, even if Aldridge makes this one.
And this is where a free throw blockout is a big play.
Tucker on that right side of the lane, tough to stop. He makes that 3. 71-68. Timeout, Texas. Oh my, 13.9 seconds to go. Dick Enberg with Jay Billis. Bob Wenzel here in Atlanta, Georgia. For a lot of teams, you'd say, well, how are you going to work for the 3? Well, no problem with West Virginia.
Well, West Virginia is such an outstanding 3-point shooting team, which raises the issue at this point in the ball game. Up 3, does Texas foul if they can get it down below a certain point on the clock? I believe that if you get it below 5 seconds, it is a good strategic move to foul to keep West Virginia from hitting that 3. The problem is it's tough to get your players to realize what the clock is and what the situation is.
Bear Pittsnoggle to tie. Oh my, he hits it with 5 seconds left. Now it's Texas hurrying to the other end. Abrams, Paulino to win it. Oh! Texas wins on a last-second shot by Kenton Paulino. Finish in the final 10 seconds. West Virginia brings the Mountaineer fans to their feet with a 3, and then this 2 that is going to be double checked by the officials, as they should, on a game deciding shot or a shot at the end of the half. Pittsnoggle ties it.
And without calling a timeout, the smart play by Rick Barnes, because he's going against a defense that's scrambling and not set. Abrams draws the defense, and Paulino, he did get it off with plenty of time. Texas wins.
Kenton Paulino, quiet offensively most of the game. Watch the clock and the light. And Paulino definitely out of the hand with about 0.8 of a second to go. In fact, ball almost going through the basket as time expired. The senior from Los Angeles, California, Kenton Paulino. He was on that Final Four team back in 2003 along with Brad Buckman. And in the clutch, he answers for the Longhorns. They win it 74-71 on the final shot. Aldridge with 26 to lead Texas. Pittsnoggle with the big three right at the end of the game for 19 to lead West Virginia. His average after only 6 points in the first half. A tough one to swallow for West Virginia, but what a gallant team this is, and what a fun offense. You know, John Beilein's not going to change. That's how he's coached basketball for his entire career, and he has brought excitement to Morgantown with the way these West Virginia Mountaineers play. The Chevrolet Scholarship Program players of the game: Pittsnoggle 19, Aldridge with a career high 26 to lead Texas. And so it's set. The regional final on Saturday here in Atlanta, Georgia. LSU, they took out Duke, the #1 overall seed coming into the tournament. And LSU's Tigers will meet the Texas Longhorns with a chance to go to the Final Four as we go to New York.